I'm Sabina CPA. I'm the founder and principal of Base CPA Plus. We advocate less taxes and more profits. Today, I'm going to discuss saving for higher education. As student heads back to the classroom this month, education is on the minds of parents across the country. And one key concern of parents, whether a child is just starting kindergarten or is off to high school, is how to fund the rising cost of college. Enter IS to the rescue. Qualified tuition program based on the Internal Revenue Code Section 529, for short, Section 529 plans. A Section 529 plans allows saving to be accumulated for a designated beneficiary's higher education on a tax-favored basis. Contribution to a Section 529 plans are not deductible. However, earnings are not taxable while they remain in the account. In addition, amounts withdrawn from the account, including the earnings, are not taxable to the extent that they are used to pay qualifying education expenses of the designated beneficiary, usually the child or the children. Many states offer favorable tax treatments for contribution to their state-owned Section 529 plan. According to a recent statistic, there were 14 million 529 accounts in existence as of June 2019, and that number is growing each year. However, there are ins and outs of 529 plan that you need to be aware of. Here are 4 key facts about Section 529 plans that you must know. Number 1, Section 529 plans can pay for more than tuition. Clearly, saving for college tuition bill is first and foremost in your mind when setting up a Section 529 plan. Although Section 529 plans are formally set up and known as qualified tuition program, qualified expenses that can be paid on a tax-favored basis are not limited to tuition costs anymore. Funds in a 529 plan can be withdrawn tax-free to pay for other college expenses, such as fees and the cost of books. Second, supplies and equipment required for college enrollment. Third, cost of computer and peripheral equipment, software, or internet access, provided that they will be used primarily by the account beneficiary while they are enrolled at an eligible educational institution. The fourth is rooms and board costs for a student enrolled at least half-time. Second thing to know, Section 529 plans are not just for college. Under the new rule enacted by the 2017 Tax Cut and Jobs Act, effective for distribution made after 2017, qualified Section 529 plan expenses include up to $10,000 per year for students' tuition at an elementary or secondary public, private, or religious school. So these plans are no longer just for college saving. And thanks to law changes made by the recently enacted Secure Act, distribution made after December 31st, 2018, can be used to cover costs associated with registered apprenticeship and up to $10,000 of qualified student loan repayment, which includes both a principal or interest. The $10,000 limit on loan repayment applied on a per student basis. However, the law does permit funds in a Section 529 plan to pay for student loan payment on behalf of a sibling of the designated account beneficiary. The third thing to know, Section 529 savings count less for financial aid calculation. Under the federal financial aid rules, both parents' and students' assets are counted in calculating the expected family contribution towards a student's college costs. The expected family contribution is the amount that the family can be expected to pay for a year of college before any financial aid kicks in. Under this formula, a student's asset counts more towards this expected family contribution than do the parent's asset. A student's asset are counted at a flat 20% rate. In contrary, a portion of the parent's asset are sheltered by an asset protection allowance based on the age of the older parents. Additionally, parental assets above the allowance are counted at a rate of only 5.64%. So the good news is that the funds in the Section 529 plans are treated as parents' asset regardless of whether the student or the parents own the account. So only 5.64% of 529 plans funds are taken into consideration in calculating this expected family contribution. The translation of all this is that money saved in the 529 plans will not impact the financial aid calculation, while it provides a nice cushion in ever-increasing higher education costs. Now, when faced with a choice between making a retirement plan and 529 plan contribution, many parents may opt for the latter. After all, the bill for a child's college tuition is likely to come due long before retirement. However, parents should bear in mind that funds in a qualified retirement plan are not counted as asset on application for federal financial aid, although any current year contribution or withdrawal are counted. The 4 things to know: Section 529 plans are not just for parents. Grandparents and other relatives can set up a Section 529 plan for a child while maintaining ownership and control over the account. It's worth repeating here, while contribution to a Section 529 plans are made with after-tax dollar, the funds grow and compound tax-free while in the account. And of course, distributions are potentially tax-free if they are used for the account beneficiary's qualified education expenses. On the other hand, if a grandparent requires funds for his or her own needs, a Section 529 plan is revocable. The account owner will owe tax and a 10% penalty and may be subject to state income tax. But these are only applicable on the earning portion of the account. The original contribution are not. So this can be another rainy day saving vehicle. One potential source of 529 plan contribution for grandparents are the required minimum distribution they must take from a qualified retirement plan. The recently enacted Secure Act has pushed back the age for required minimum distribution from 70.5 to 72. Nonetheless, some grandparents are faced with the prospect of taking retirement plan distribution that they don't need. And since this distribution have already been taxed, funneling the money into a 529 plan for a grandchild will allow for further tax-free growth. For federal financial aid purpose, funds in a 529 plan owned by a grandparent or other relative are not reported as either the parent's or student's asset and are not subject to financial aid calculation until withdrawn and given to the student. On the other hand, distribution from the plan for the child's college costs are counted as part of the child's income for the year of the distribution. However, taking a last-out approach to such distribution, for example, waiting until the child's last year of college to tap into grandparents-owned 529 funds can minimize the impact on financial aid. Caution here, colleges have their own rules for figuring out financial aid. While some allow the federal formula, others may ask about 529 plans held by grandparents or other relatives when awarding scholarship or grants. If you find this video useful, please click on like, subscribe, and forward to those who may also benefit from this tutorial. Please also head to basecpaplus.com to sign up for our email newsletter full of tips for less taxes and more profits. Until next time, God bless.